Howdy gamers, and welcome to another edition of Bargain Bin Gaming. My name is Patrick Hickey Jr., Editor-in-Chief of ReviewFix.com, and this week we will be discussing Evil Dead, Fistful, Boomstick. Much like the movies that bear the same name, this game, produced by THQ in 2003, isn't up to par with some of the other big games on the PS2. The graphics aren't as good, the sound isn't as good, the camera and the controls aren't as good, but again, just like the movies, there's some kind of staying power, there's some kind of magic behind this game that makes it truly fun and a great way to kill some time in between quality gaming. So, now that I've already basically said that the game is mediocre and I've said what's wrong, let's say what's good. Bruce Campbell voices Ash for the game and is hilarious, and even though he'll be uttering many of the same things throughout, he's still funny, he's still endearing, and he's still Bruce Campbell playing Ash. So, with that being said, the game feels like the movies. Which is pretty corny, pretty bloody, and pretty funny. Being able to keep that same motif is pretty damn cool. Being able to play the game and feel like you're kind of watching a little part of the movie is pretty cool. That is aided by some of the coolest looking cinemas I've seen on the PS2. Again, while the in-game graphics aren't fantastic, the fact that they put so much time and effort into the CGI, into the cinemas, is pretty cool. So again, there's not a lot of I'm trying to say this in the right way because I don't want to trash the game because I don't think it's horrible. There's not a lot of multifacetedness in the gameplay. It's basically shoot, slash things with your chainsaw, then you have other weapons that come in like a sword, and you can do some spells that kind of help. But overall, it's pretty much just hack and slash. And the puzzles at times are a little brain dead, but for the most part they're pretty interesting, and they can be difficult at times. I remember, this is a really funny story, in 2003 when the game first came out, the Old Game Now magazine reviewed the game and they absolutely trashed it, and I ended up sending the writer an email basically trashing his email, and he actually got back to me and he tried to explain what he was saying, and I thought it was the coolest thing that a writer got back to me, and I was young. This was 8 years ago, and 7-8 years ago, and I was a teenager, and I hadn't become the critic and journalist that I am today, and just the fact that I got to go back and forth with the guy a little bit and kind of match wits was pretty cool. And I defended the game the same way I'm defending it now, and overall, this game has stood the test of time. I played it a couple of weeks ago, and it is still as brainless and repetitive and silly as it ever was. But if you really want it that bad, you can go to a GameStop and look in the bargain bin, and it's got to be about $5, $6. You can get it on Amazon for about $2. So if you are a huge B-movie fan, hack and slash fan, horror fan, and you have a PS2 and you're looking for something under $10 to kill some time, you can't really do much better than this. So again, it may not be on the same level as some of the other games on the system, but it's just a heck of a lot of fun, and it's just really silly. So check it out.